Hello. In this video, I will demonstrate the first part of my coursework, setting up the Azure environment and building an ingestion pipeline to move data from a external source into Azure. First, I need to provision a storage account. I'm selecting a new resource group, and I am naming the account, storage account. I'll set the region to West US2 to keep my resources geographically close. I'll leave the redundancy and other settings as default for this assignment. I'm reviewing settings now and clicking create to deploy the resource. Now that the deployment is complete, I'm navigating to the resource. I need to set up the directory structure for the data. I'm creating a new container called data container. Inside this container, I'm establishing a folder structure to keep the data organized. I'm creating a folder named raw data, which will act as the landing zone for the ingested CSV files. I'm also creating a transform data folder. And next, I need to create the orchestration service. I'm searching for data factory. Now create a new data factory instance. And again, I'm ensuring this is in the West US2 region to match my storage account and minimize latency. I'll proceed through the git configuration later, so I'm skipping to review and create. With this data factory deploy, I'm launching the Azure Data Factory Studio. I'll navigate to the Other tab to begin building the pipeline. I'm creating a new pipeline. For the first dataset, I'm dragging a copy data activity onto the canvas and naming it offices. For the source, I need to create a new dataset. Since the files are hosted on GitHub, I'm using the HTTP connector. So I give it the base URL for the offices CSV file from the provided GitHub repository. Since this is a public repository, I can set the authentication to anonymous. For the sync, I'm connecting to the Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2 service. And I'm linking it to the storage account I created earlier. And selecting the data container and pointing it specifically to the raw data folder. Then I'm naming the output file to offices. So before moving on, I'm running a debug test to ensure the connection works. And the status is succeeded. I'll quickly verifying this in the storage browser, and we can see the officer's file has appeared. Now, I'll repeat this process for the remaining 5 datasets. And the next is social media data. I'm adding another copy data activity. I will configure the HTTP source with a specific URL for the social media CSV. Then I'll map the sync to the same raw data folder in our blob storage, ensuring the file name is set to social media. Then we'll repeat this process for the rest of the dataset. Name it legislators. I'm creating the link services for this source using HTTP connector again. Now that all 6 activities, offices, social media, legislators, legislative terms, executives, and executive terms are configured, I will run full pipeline debug so we can see in the output window that the activities are running and they have all succeeded. So to conclude, I'll return to the storage account to verify the ingestion. I'll refresh the raw data folder. As we can see, all 6 CSV files have been successfully copied from GitHub into our Azure Data Lake. This concludes the ingestion part of the assignment.